fun.
Man, I always wanted to see one of those experiences. Like, I never got to experience that time where you had to be erased from some reality to make this reality exist. And I think that's really cool.
The wish spell does a strange, like, for some reason, if you get like a deck of many things or a wish spell, somehow it ties really closely with breaking reality. I don't know why. It's just part of the way that they work.
Yeah. But okay. As the team heads forwards into the last stages of this city, maybe, it all really depends. Maybe you go to another date. You are currently just waiting on, well, everything to settle and get settled. Over the time of the last few hours of yesterday, you were able to get a sending, what was it? I think it was a facsimile of a sending stone that only lasts 10 minutes. Currently, Dust, you have this in your possession to speak with the individual you were trying to communicate with beforehand. But since you weren't here, you were just basically helping out in the Jewelers Guild shop.
Yeah. I will write that quickly down in my... I forgot to write that down. Sending stone.
Well, you weren't
was it
here.
for Julian?
Yes. That's at the end of it. Effectively sending stone to speak with that individual. Since they don't have an actual sending stone, or since you don't actually have the sending spell, this is the best thing they could have done. It only activates once, and in order to get it again, you would need to speak with the man that you spoke with before, Baron. But you might be leaving the city itself, so there might be different ways of communicating after the first initial time. It lasts for 10 minutes, so you can have a conversation with it without too much of an issue. In the meantime, Nikolai decided to go out and enjoy himself for once, finding Jillian once more, accompanied by the... I'm going to call them the squad. It's honestly what it's become. Ada and her squad.
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 You found Jillian once more at the police station. You asked her out, and it was determined that she wasn't exactly happy for being ghosted 3 months and plus.
I don't think ghosted is a term in this world.
It is not. It's not, but
forgotten.
Forgotten, yeah. Forgotten.
Not informed.
I'm going to say forgotten for a few months.
Okay.
Plus a couple of weeks.
Sure.
So she wasn't exactly happy about that, but eventually Nikolai was able to help settle the ease and calm, and Whisper was accidentally there because Nikolai wanted to roll for it, and she would mess with him if Dust was there, but since you weren't, we let her the chance, and ironically enough, she went in over there. However, that also helped out with Nikolai, since he wasn't exactly aware of the situation. She helped out without ever him knowing. At a game and in-game. No true idea. They spent the night cozy, cuddled together, just spending some quality time before they had to leave again. Nikolai explaining the situation. Jillian and Nikolai set out to try to get an actual proper communication going instead of just saying, yeah, I'll be back in a couple days, don't worry, it's not going to take that long. This time around, you could use birds, but instead of using birds for some reason, you wanted to be immediate, so you asked who could make a sending stone. You went to the Jewelers Guild, and here you found Dust, and, well, Harry, the individual that is going to help you, because he does know the spell, will be helping out Dust in the making of this. Ada, Whisper, Opal, and the rest of the gang went out and found a few things here and there. Ada found a strange parchment with a clothing store from a Kenku. You also discern that the place you're going is a place you may not like anymore. Well, I don't know if you like it or not, but Dawn itself is a nice, pleasant city. It's run by a fraction of 5 families, each with elemental structures. Other than the mayor, there is wind, water, fire, earth, and the last one, steel, because metal didn't sound right for some reason. Nonetheless, you did discern that Steele was currently run after being married into the family of Steele. Someone you know, someone you didn't care for, and you succeeded in not making a scene. You then found someone that somehow knew of a few things here and there from the library, and they spoke to you guys and the rest of the squad, and then asked Fauna why they're down here or around here since they're supposed to be the Watcher or the Keeper. And she simply stated that my grandmother sent me out to help out and learn from the people. They nodded and they asked if you wanted to know anything more or if you would like to communicate. I think they also gave you a business card. People have business cards. And then they basically left. No, they told you you can meet them back here, which was the library, if you wanted to speak. Then they jettisoned away from the area, which just means they walked out of the building. Returning back with Dust and Nikolai and Jillian in the morning, you found Harry, Sarah, and Carl and were more or less given a mission by them to acquire a book from the Dawn Library, since for some reason documents and things of that nature weren't allowed to be accessed for some time. So they went out here to see if they can get permission, but they weren't able to gain permission or anything of that nature. So they asked you if you guys could maybe do it. And Harry said, we'll owe you a favor. Ada cashed that favor immediately to help out Nikolai and Jillian. And soon enough, Dust, you were able to finish off the sending stones easily enough. And you were able to help Harry with his ring, air quotes. Just a ring. It's a nice, beautiful ring.
Wait, I thought it was Carl's.
Carl.
All right, it is Carl. Sorry. For some reason, I keep looking at Henry when I'm meaning Carl.
Oh, wait. What? Oh, yeah. Carl is the actual guy. Henry's
Henry's the bardic kind of guy. Sarah's the muscle bodyguard, and Carl is the wizard. Not face, because Harry technically is the face, but the negotiator.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying, Ada. Short-term issues. Anyways, honestly, Dust, that's as much information as you are aware of or were probably told. That Nikolai went on with Jillian and things went okay. But you can ask for more details if you'd like.
Well, Dust, did you get those sending stones done? Did it work?
Dust, you can tell that your sending stones would have been finalized and cleared by now. They took like an hour to finalize the spell integration, but it should work. And if you're away for the moment, no problem.
Yeah, you're good. Here you go, Jillian. Here's yours. I guess you want to. I can put a. Can I mark it like a J on one and then like an N on the other one, or like does that work?
I'm gonna say Dust would have thought of monogramming them. Because it would kill him to see you just graffitiing his work.
I would imagine.
Oh yeah, no. I was planning on doing like a little bit
calligraphy?
of tassel work on one on them. Yeah, tassel work.
Okay.
I'm
not educated in that, but yeah. Okay, it looks great. I love the castle work you've done on here.
Tassel.
I thought. Yeah, sorry. My hearing is bad today. Thought you said castle.
No, it's like a little fabric design that's made out of thread.
Oh, what about? Okay, so okay.
You know, like how kind of back in the Civil War, all their rapiers had like those cords attached to them.
Yeah,
that's the tassel.
Mm-hmm.
So I get. So you the one. I mean, I was gonna say the colors, but you can say the colors.
They're actually going to be. You can pick the colors.
Okay, they were. One was definitely like a frost blue, and the other one was more of a muted like red, and like I'm going off Jillian's colors of her character, like a red and black.
Makes sense.
The red and black one will also be infused with gold thread.
Oh, nice, nice.
The blue one will be infused with silver thread.
Very good, very good touch, very good touch. I see this nice little threads that you've added. I love them very much. Thank you.
They are quite
I'd
nice.
have to add a little bit of extra things to these things, to the sendings.
I suppose that is true. She more or less. Go ahead. Oh, I thought I heard something.
I think there's the lady in the background. I hear the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She more or less understands that. She helps Nikolai with his. You help Jillian with hers. They're nice jewelry increments. You wanted to make them daggers, but at the exact same time, they would stand out as daggers.
Gotcha.
So they're nice jewelry pieces that could be embedded into a blade if you decided to. Still want to do that?
We probably would do that. I would be happy to do that because then it would feel, I don't know, unique. Yeah, in its own way.
Yeah, I want to say as an accessory piece, Dust made
or a pommel.
Ceremonial blades that you could put the ascending stone into the pommel.
Yeah.
The blades are
Gotcha.
worthless, but they look nice.
Gotcha. I mean, do I have the blade that Jillian gave me, and that's the blade that I have it in? Or
No, if you mark that one, it would no longer be effective as a marker.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. But once finalizing with that, and once finalizing the blade, you do see that Harry does state. Oh, sorry, that Carl. I keep doing it. That Carl does state. All right then. He already took the box that you gave him with the ring in it. He already put it away without anyone noticing while you were in the workshop.
Oh yeah, no, we've already taken care of that.
Yeah. He does state. All right then. We still have a few things here that we need to attend to in town. So we might see you at dawn in roughly, give it or take, a week, maybe less, depending on what we need. But thank you. And to the rest of your friends and Miss Ada, whether or not you give me this book, you have already done more than enough for me. So if I can help you, just let me know.
I promise I will give you that book.
At
some point, I will.
No rush. In fact, I might have a few other plans I might need to attend to beforehand. You never know. Sarah looks at him quizzically, but he says nothing. And then he begins to state towards them. All right then. Sarah, Harry, let's get going. And they begin to trottle off. As soon as I refine the map you guys are on. There we go. They wave goodbye. Harry tries to hit on some people again, but nothing works. Fauna doesn't understand it. Mara really doesn't care. And Opal, not his type. Not her type.
Oh, is that how Ada met them? Met that group?
I
Harry
think
hitting on one of them?
I think so.
I don't know if Harry did try to hit on them.
I think Harry did try to flirt, not try to pick anyone up, but flirtatiously speak, but it didn't track. So Carl basically stepped up and said, sorry about that, and then asked his questions. Still doesn't work. May never work. Who's to say? You might meet him again, and it might work one of these days, but Dust, you can tell you have maybe 30 minutes before that one man that is very grumpy comes into the shop to get his ceremonial blade. As you did mention, give me a few hours, not a few hours. I think you said 12 hours.
It was noon the following day. So
yeah.
I would have been working on it through throughout the night, and because I think that's what you said. It was essentially. Have I not quite finished it yet? Is that what you're saying?
No, like it's not impossible to do, but you might need someone with an ability to mend. Beyond just simply casting the mending spell, you would need prestidigitation, mending. Like I'm gonna say we can do this like while you were working on everything else. But to get the actual supplies, you would need mending, prestidigitation, and heat metal.
I don't. I'm not a
I
bard.
only have
Sorry.
one of those.
I believe I can get prestidigitation. I mean, I had with druidcraft work.
Druidcraft would resupply one of those, yeah. Whisper then does state, I can technically heat metal if you need it.
So I could do the other two, and you could do the heat metal. That'd be fine.
I actually got two forms of getting prestidigitation. So
Oh.
I just didn't have heat metal or mending. So
Nicola has a variant enough that'll work, and Whisper has heat metal. I was gonna make you make a roll if you didn't have them, but since you have them, you just have Nicola and Whisper help you out, tempering the metal, making sure it's clean, pristine. Any breaks or tears are reconstructed well enough, and you can tell that there's something embedded into the blade, something magical, and something that actually sticks around, which is the main part and focus of this predicament. Because most of the time, if a blade that's magical is broken, the magic leaves after it is fixed. But thanks to all the steps needed, you're able to fix this magical weapon. It is solidified, and you can tell it's magical, as once finished construction, it begins to glow with the various... It begins to glow with various lights, first an amber red, and then a emerald green, and then a cerulean blue, until it stabilizes into its own non-glowing color. A gray silver. You guys come out, and Whisper does state out to the group.
On my phone.
Okay. Whisper does state to the group. So the blade Dust was working with, magical. Does anyone want to check that out? I don't have to identify.
I don't think I have that spell either.
I could if you want me to.
I mean, I don't know where he got it, so, wherever it's going back to, it might not be a good place. Dependent.
Do you think these people are... What do you think? What do you think about this blade? Is it bad?
I don't know. If it's magical, it's likely just strong. Can't really tell. Ada, while you go over towards Dust to detect magic, it is magical. It is not infinitely strong, but it is a strong blade. You can tell that it has been enchanted for a few reasons, but it is potentially dangerous in the wrong hands. It is not like a masterwork sword that's a little sharper than most. It is ingrained with magic, stronger magic than that.
Well, Jess, who owns the sword again?
A noble from the city.
Like a good noble, or...
He's not necessarily bad, but he is a bit of a douche.
Does that mean that he has like potential to do bad things? Like me bad things, or like evil bad things?
This sword is more of an heirloom to them. It's kept on the wall as a trophy more than...
Can I do an Arcana check on the blade itself?
Sure.
Is that gonna, like, can I, like, tell if the blade comes kind of, like, radiant? Like, I'm basically trying to do, like, a forced, divine sense kind of thing. Like, through Arcana.
It might give you a little bit more, but you're not sure until you actually check it out to see how much more.
21.
Oh.
Pretty good. You begin to focus in on this sword to see what it might or can do. As you do so, you can tell that the blade resonates with a weird miasmic flow of energies, which would explain the whole colors just showing up and appearing out of nowhere in the immediate. You can tell that when you hone in on it, some strange radial energies of those lights you saw beforehand take the shape of what appeared to be rosebuds. They almost circulate around the blade with tendrilled vines all around it.
Do they have thorns on them?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
It's a 21. You can tell that this blade is sharpened, and the magical enchantments intertwined into it gives it a +2, but it has more than just that. You just can't fully identify it. It has 2 more factors other than the +2.
Okay. Well, it's definitely a strong weapon. I could tell that. I could see very entangled magic of roses and things, but not necessarily evil, I guess. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but
it didn't feel evil.
Oh, we lost him.
He's bad.
Okay, I'm back at my piece.
Okay.
Yeah, Nikolai, you can tell that this thing isn't really evil. It's just stronger than a normal unused family heirloom. Should be.
So, yeah, it's definitely not a normal family heirloom.
Yes, that much is for certain.
Okay.
I think, at least with this particular guy, would do too much evil. He's just more of a douche, bigger, beyond anything. Am I not right? Is it?
He's just a rude man.
Well, I mean, I could, you need to return it today?
He'll actually be here shortly.
Okay. Before I'll pretend to be your apprentice for the day. I'll wink at Dust.
Wait.
I would like to.
Game.
Why?
Yeah.
Above game. So, did the magic disperse?
No, the reason why you needed so many fail safes for the magic not to disperse.
Okay. So it didn't disperse. So it's perfectly fine. It's fixed, right?
Yes.
Dust is like, no, this was an agreement between him and I. Why, are you trying to do something?
No, I haven't met the man. Just interested to see who he is. That's all. And I change into. I'm gonna walk back into Dust's shop and then come back out, and I'm like this young little lad strapping lad that is probably in his I'd say probably 17 or 18. He has got a little bit of a he's kind of shorter, maybe a 5'2", and he's got some you can tell that he's been to the university, or he's trying to learn magic, and he has that younger shine to him. Oh, look at you. that guy.
You should have control. While there's really no reason to, you do so.
I was just trying to get a surprise on this guy to see if I could understand who he was before, so he wouldn't know me. But yeah,
that's fair.
No, I think it'll be fine. In fact, I kind of strong armed my way just to get this repaired. Thing is, nobody mentioned that this had to get repaired. He actually does not even know that it was being repaired.
Yes, Master Nikolai. Or Dust. Sorry. Yes, Master Dust.
I'm Nikolai. But
Indeed.
a little bit more time passes until a nice looking dwarven man, but maybe not attitude, comes out, like, just roughly opening the door and just, like, steps down. Clocks you, Dust, and immediately steps towards you, and then simply states, "It has been time. Did you manage to find the blade?"
Yes, as a matter of fact, here it is.
He raises his glasses looking at it, and then you see his eyes don't glaze over, but a prismatic light that you know is the spell Identify begins to just shine in their eyes. "Very good," he states. He puts his blade away and he comes over towards Isaac. "I suppose your man did do a good job." He puts down 5 copper. "Here's a tip for him." "Thank you, sir." Looks towards the rest of the people that are kind of staring at him. "What do you want?"
Me, don't you think that was a little bit of a short tip for the amazing work that my master Dust has done for you?
What, finding a blade they misplaced?
No. Exceptionally crafting and helping you to restore your family heirloom.
Nikolai, roll. Persuasion?
I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, I could do deception or persuasion.
The thing is, he didn't know the blade was broken.
I didn't. I said the first B, and then I stopped myself, and then I went to So, wow. I'm just gonna do that just in case.
Oh, nice.
All right.
26.
He looks towards you, and by the way he thinks like, oh, he's clearly talking his friend up to make sure he gets more money. He doesn't believe you that the blade was broken and you had to repair it. That much he doesn't believe, because Dust repaired it so well. There's like no fluctuations of the magic beforehand. So he just looks at you and just tosses you a silver. "Don't spend it all in one place. I know what you young people do with your smoking." Takes out not a cigarette, sorry. What are they called? The giant cigarettes.
Cigar?
Oh,
Thank you. Cigar.
Man, I want.
And just
Sir,
begins to smoke.
What is your name?
Barrymore? What's it to you?
Nothing.
He begins to walk away with the blade.
Have a good day.
Isaac sighs. He takes he takes the coppers, puts it in a small tray, brings out another tray, and takes out a small brown bag. And then he tosses it over to the corner where Dust is currently standing. This is your actual tip. He's a pain, but you dealt with it well enough, so a tip is honestly appropriate. And other people do tip better, so that's not actually coming from me. That's coming from other people, and worthy of your job.
I wasn't too worried. In many ways, I actually made better connections in dealing with this. Potential connections.
Perhaps. He is a wealthy man, and his family, though he married into it, is particularly nice to most people here. But they are vicious in merchantry trade. It's their main prospects. They're salt merchants. So if you need anything spread out, they are varying in city to city. So this kind of thing might be beneficial if you've already proven yourself once.
I wasn't talking about that dingle hopper at all. I was talking more about his daughter. His daughter has the makings of a decent wizard, sorceress, one of the two.
From
So,
what I'm
yeah.
aware, yes. She has gained the power of magic from her father and her brain from her mother, although she still has an idyllic mind, but doesn't really know how to use it. So there is some growing potential there, for sure.
Yeah, and truth be told, this was to cover up a mistake of hers, and I also invested in her a little bit. So maybe in the future, I'll have a great deal of a favor that she'll return. But we'll see.
Nikolai will stab dust in the like elbow dust in the rib cage.
What?
Oh, nothing. Sorry, master.
You can get out of your disguise.
Fine. And then I'll just like morph back, and you see like this weird, like vicious, like morphish as my hair like grows, and I get like a scraggly beard.
Output just looks towards you. Honestly, there's really, you know what? I'm gonna let you have it. You got dust more monies, I guess.
I mean, it wasn't like it was really worth it, though.
I mean, Dust did say he was kind of just rude.
I thought he was like an evil, like pragmatic, weird old dude that just didn't like to give away things or had a secret side or something. I don't know.
Nope, just an entitled jerk.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, I did also manage to, if we ever get a place of our own, potential staff.
Yeah, he did find a very, honestly, very well trained, very well kept staff. The only problem is the pay and the hours. So if you can get out of that situation, yeah, even better staff. You just need to find a place. But Whisper does state, well, one thing at a time. Should we head out of the city or head out in the morning? It's not, honestly, it's noon. So it's, honestly, either would work, honestly. It's a
Whisper,
2 weeks trip. Give or take.
Yes, sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt. Yes, I'm partial to either, but I'm up to anybody if they need to do some last businesses that they might need to do. Also, and then maybe we, Whisper, could check on my potential affiliates with sneaking into somewhere that someone might not have been, and if anybody had noticed me being there.
Oh,
As you say, next to a cop. Sure, I guess. Jillian, confused, she does look towards you, Nikolai. She like holds your hand, and she does state, well, I need to get to work. I'll catch you later before you go.
Yes. I would have a great rest of your day.
She nods.
I'll walk her out.
Yeah. That's the entire intent of her holding your hand. Nikolai's learning! Yay!
yay! Finally,
I'm trying.
Long.
You escort her out without too much of an issue, spending a little bit more time with her. It's a slow let going of the hand until she actually heads off for work. She's honestly a little bit late, but she's never been late before. So it's fine. As you wander back in, Whisper just like looking towards you. Ooh. That's all she says.
I threw a druidcraft and light her hair on fire.
You light a small spark in her hair, and she just looks towards you. Immune to fire. and then like stops it out.
That's why I did it, because it'd be funny.
Oh wait, sorry, I misspoken. Resistant to fire. Pats it out. Oh wait, she's resistant to cold. Never mind, it does hurt. You pats it out faster. I forgot she was an ice tiefling. Doesn't matter though. Fauna does look towards you guys. Nikolai wanted to go and investigate someplace he may or not have been. If anyone else needs to do anything?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
I think leaving tomorrow would be the best. I would like to see Emily again today. I have something for her.
Okay. Opal looks towards you and snorts for some reason. Amara then states, probably not that, Opal. I mean, you never know. But then Amara states, it's fine if we wait till tomorrow. We are in a, well, now maybe a week and a half trek from here to Dawn, so I guess I can get supplies beforehand to make sure we don't starve on the road.
I'll also be getting some more supplies as well. So.
All right, I'll get the feed for the horses and the like. And then remembers, you guys lost the horses a while ago. Looks towards Nikolai.
God, we did.
Never mind.
Oh.
Sorry, Nikolai.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt at all. That's okay.
You hold back a tear. You're not getting that deposit back, by the way. You can requisition more horses, Dustin, Nikolai, since you guys have the paperwork.
What's his name? Can barely remember the name.
It's fine. Yeah, you guys have the paperwork to get more horses, but if you lose another set of horses, well, then you actually have to pay for everything. The horses are well trained and they would go back to positions they've been beforehand. So they're not going to die immediately unless something actually attacks them, which is rare, especially for well trained and kempt horses. They would just run. So don't lose any more horses. You'll actually have to pay the fine.
Okay.
But Amara goes, I'll go see. I'll wander around town. That seems fair. Looks towards Opal and Fauna and Ada. Do you guys want to come along? Whisper needs to deal with Nikolai's cryptic location, and Dust needs to go out with a friend.
We'll see. But Amara, if you do see any supplies that you think that we'll need, go ahead and get them.
Of course.
I will never say no to more supplies.
She nods. Right.
That's fine, but Amara, can I talk to you alone before we do that?
Of course. Isaac, who is running a shop, looks towards you guys. You guys can use the back room if you want. Just close the door. Currently, there's no one. There's no one on the list until 3 p.m. If you want to go somewhere else, you're more than welcome to. I just don't know how private you need it. The workshop is soundproof. If you need to scream and shout, I don't know. Are you going to have an anger? You know what? I don't know. Isaac thinking you might have a spat or a quarrel. For his own reasons, you can ask. You don't have to ask. But he believes you're about to shout at each other for some reason.
Isaac, are you okay?
Oh, yes. Me and the wife are fine.
Okay, good. I thought I just asked. Just making sure.
Yes. The neighbors also think we're fine too, in case you were wondering.
Okay.
Well, are you fine, or are you just saying that you're fine?
I'm fine. You can tell he's lying. With a passive perception of 10, you can tell he's lying.
8. I have some passive perception like 18.
He's a workaholic, and his wife wants him to spend more time at home. So they had a few spouts until they really started shouting recently, and the neighbors heard. So he's more or less wanting to give people their privacy, so he offered the back room. He will be fine. They are going to therapy later, but He will be fine. He eventually will be fine.
Oh.
But Amara does
That's
state.
good.
Amara does state. Back room, or I think we still have the inn for a couple. I think till tomorrow, actually.
Yeah, but also everyone can hear us through the hallways, and I have a feeling that people are going to hear us. So back room, if you don't mind.
All right. Fauna, Opal, you guys mind waiting? It's fine. Not really an issue. She makes her way back there.
Frick, why could I touch anything? Oh no. No. Hang on, I need to reset.
Oh.
Give me a moment.
No problem. Roll20 might be acting up. It was for me yesterday. Like, so much.
The problem is for me, I continue to keep my tab open, and I forget every now and then that I need to restart everything for every work. That was my bad. I think. I really hope it was. Hang on. Oh, God.
You're fine.
Hey, Dogma.
Yes.
How rare is peanut butter?
It's not heavily produced, but it is something you can find. It's just at a high cost.
The reason why is because in my cloak I have a jar of peanut butter, so I didn't know.
What?
I didn't know of like how rare that kind of thing is.
How do you have a jar of peanut butter in your clothes?
It's in my cloak of like my patch of cloak robe of useful items.
Mm-hmm. It's not extremely rare, but it is, a commodity. It lasts long. It's a preserved food. It can definitely last more than a year. I forget how long peanut butter can last. It doesn't matter though. It will go for a high price because it's not something that's produced a lot of. So it honestly could go for maybe 5 gold to 3 silver, dependent on the market.
Okay, I just was wondering if it'd be like a delicacy or something that people like don't have very often. So,
like for the common folk, probably they would deal with more grains and stuff of that nature.
Okay, sorry, I was wanting to give like Ada some kind of like a coping or like a one of those home, like what do you call it when you deal with something like ice cream or whatever? I don't know. Never mind.
Yeah. Comfort food.
I actually know. I had a game question. How did Nikolai get his hands on peanut butter?
It was part. It was on the table. So on the table of the robe, I rolled up. One of the things was like a jar of peanut butter, and there was a lot of other things. But yeah.
Yeah. Nikolai has a magical item that has a whole bunch of random things.
That's where he got the goat that's demonized.
Yeah, that's the demon patch. It's on there.
Wait,
yes.
So the demon peanut butter?
I told you to roll for that.
After Ada and Amara's conversation, we will roll for your patch.
No, okay.
And peanut butter has a shelf life of 3 years, but you can eat it up to like 10.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I haven't had peanut butter in a while. I miss peanut butter.
But yeah, Ada, are you back online?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You and Amara head back into the back room so you can't be, disturbed. The place is not locked, but it is latchable, so you can unlatch it whenever you feel like it. The main reason is you don't want to accidentally lock yourself and panic and try to look for the key. But this thing is soundproof, so if you, like Isaac thought, begin to shout or want to keep secrets, no one will hear you.
Good. All right. How can I say? I can't lie to you anymore. I know it's a weird way to start a conversation. She's saying that she closed the door, but I just had to tell you what's going on with. She puts her hands on myself, basically. sit down. I don't know how long or how you would take this or anything like that.
It's all right. She gets like some barrels that they hold supplies in and puts one down for you, one down for herself. Sits down and invites you to sit down on the other.
Okay, Ada sits down. She sighs. Okay, so I told you that I went to war and I got engaged during that time, right?
You see that she swallows heavily, and she does state, yeah, made mention.
Okay. So, truth is, during that time I was in war, we weren't winning at all. Like, apparently we weren't winning at all, and we were going to lose. So, but a group of alchemists, that's not the word. What's that again? Question. What is the word for people who it starts with an A, but it's not alchemist. It's people who discover magic and use items for it.
Artificers?
Yes. Okay, there we go. Sorry.
Beat me to it.
I always
No problem.
forget that one word.
It could also just be used as alchemist as well.
Oh.
If you want.
Huh. Something new I learned. Something new every day.
Similar.
Okay. All right.
Similar enough
So-
that they could be interchangeable. But artificers also heavily deal with mechanical as well.
Yeah, whereas in alchemists, they kind of deal more with the liquid and the biolife of aspect of researching magic. So
Not important.
Okay.
Semantics. Either would work.
go either way.
All right.
So, a group of alchemists or artificers, whatever you want to call them, they did an experiment, a ritual experiment that was basically supposed to, enhance our abilities in a way, make us stronger, I guess, like some weird
So,
super soldier mojo jojo, I don't know. And me and my fiance, we both decided to do that experiment. And yeah, it was a ritual. We did it. It worked. And like a few days later, we went on a mission, and apparently a bomb went off that we set, and it went off too early. And how could I explain? I died technically by my own fiance stabbing me in the heart. She's gonna let that set for a second. And apparently for the past 3 years I had, ever since the ritual, I got a demon inside of me, and for the past 3 years the demon possessed me and basically killed a lot of people. And then after that, I woke up in a random room. I had the amulet on me, and apparently the amulet keeps the demon away. That's what happened. I don't know how I'm alive. The demon somehow kept me alive, and I just realized that. And I had no memory over the past 3 years. I wasn't kidding. And like everyone that I know thinks I'm dead, and that's no fun at all, because I want to be alive, and I am alive. I feel alive. And yeah, that's it. I'm sorry.
As you say, I'm sorry. She just nods. She's taking it in, and she's acting like someone that's pensively thinking. Someone that you have just given all this information on and doesn't really know what to say. She begins to continuously think something in her mind. You can tell based off of her looks and the patterns that you've seen beforehand, when she's trying to come up with something that might help, might think better, you are always the person that helps her through that process. But when she's the one that's doing it, you can tell it'll take more time for her to actually process this. But then you see her not speak, but simply take both of your hands and press them together as if they're interlocking one another, as if you're about to pray, or something of that nature. She holds them close together, holding her palms on top of yours, and then she doesn't say anything. She doesn't know what to say. She simply just, while she's doing this and while you're both sitting down, she takes her right hand and goes over onto your back and then brings you in for a bear hug. It is warm, it is inviting, but these are not words of encouragement because she doesn't know how to encourage you. You are always the one to help her do that. So the only thing she can do is be an ear, be someone that knows what's going on to try to understand. So rather than to try to comfort you with words, this is the only thing she knows how to do. And she just stays there. And the only word she can state is, I'll be here for as long as you need me.
You're not mad at me?
She politely chuckles, but she does state, mad. I'm just glad you're fine. Or at least doing better.
Oh, God, I'm a mess, aren't I?
No. Just complicated, but it doesn't have to be bad.
How did you deal with all this? I mean, you went through your whole arc, I guess. And then there's me who's still at the bottom.
It helps to have someone there for you. And if you don't, it will get better. It just takes time. You might have to sever a few connections, some bad ones, if they don't understand what you're going through. And you might have to leave a place that you're familiar with. But if that place that you're familiar with doesn't accept you, it overall might be helpful with your emotional state. I don't know what kind of team you have other than the few... at this point it'd be a couple weeks. Then the few weeks I've traveled with your companions. But they seem like people that you can trust. They seem like people that will be willing to listen. Plus, I'm also traveling with you now. And there's one more.
Yeah, I haven't even told them yet. I mean, they're at least Nikolai and Dust are kind of aware of the demon thing, but that's it. I'm just she gets herself a bear hug. I'm not ready for it.
She nods while you put your hand on your heart or near the pendant where the demon is kept at bay. When you say, well, they might a little bit more. You can tell that with your very impressive passive perception, she like pouts a little like, oh, they know already. Like, you were, it's one of those things of someone already knows, but you clearly directed your time to tell her, but she kind of feels upset that she didn't know first or beforehand.
But in my defense, I didn't want to tell you when we just met each other because I know you were still mad at me at the time, and I didn't want to make it worse or anything.
No, it's fine. It's not about me. I'm just glad you have people that know you a little bit better than I thought I did.
Oh no, they don't know me at all. Not that much.
She laughs alongside you.
I will say above game. Ada just told Amara, actually, more than what Dust and Nikolai know.
Mm-hmm. Amara is just honestly upset that she couldn't pick up on what was already there. And she was more or less sad about herself not figuring it out. And Nikolai and Dust, who she would consider strangers, were able to tell more about her friend than she was.
Ada takes Amara's hand. They didn't figure it out, you know. They kind of... It's a long story. We kind of did a ritual and they went into my head and they saw the demon similar looking like me, and that's how they found out in a way.
I guess that is different than figuring it out. She presses her temple onto yours, just inviting more closeness, but not pushing boundaries. Thank you for telling me. It is nice, and I'm glad we're getting closer again.
Yeah, I didn't want to scare you. In case if the demon actually came out and possessed me, and then you had to deal with that, which I hope won't happen. I really do hope that won't happen.
Neither do I. I would miss you a lot. And sure, a dangerous, wild side of you might be interesting, but I kind of prefer this one better. You can tell she's trying to make a joke, but it's also a little bit of a concerning joke.
It takes it close to heart. And I would miss you too. I don't even know where I would go. I mean, if I were possessed, where do people who are possessed go?
If I had to guess, maybe where the demon currently is?
Oh, then my own head. Okay.
Or your necklace, maybe.
Maybe. Well, I don't know what to say now. Correct. I'd probably say that my ex-fiance did get remarried and is now in Dawn and is the owner of the steel house, apparently.
Oh.
So yeah, you're going to meet him. I'm not happy about that either, okay?
It's fine. Clenching fist. It's okay. We will deal with it when it happens, and I'll be here for you, if you need it. If you need someone to just stand beside you, burn a house down, whatever you need. Oh, so joking, but also kind of not joking.
Beat him into submission.
Thank you. Just keep this to yourself for now, just in between us. I'll tell the others at some point before we leave. Please.
Yeah. I'm not about to say no to that.
All right. Okay, should we get back out there,
Yeah. She gives you, as you guys stand up again, a very warm, inviting hug, and let's go, and begins to open the door. If you want to talk again, you're more than welcome to. I'm always here to listen. And steps out.
Okay. All right. It feels like she just took a big weight off her shoulders. And I still can't drag my character over her head. No. I don't know what Rogue 20 is doing with me today. You know what? Hang on. I'm just going to log out. You guys can continue. I'm just going to mute for a moment.
Okay. I'll move you out for a second. You guys step out, and more or less Opal looks towards you two. And since you're currently not here, Opal does look towards Amara. Ooh, so what happened? We had a fight, we made up, and then I destroyed your back room. Wait, what? And Isaac runs to the back room. And then looks out. She's lying. Comes back. But she simply states, small joke. Not important. Right now. All right. Maybe. Kind of gets snoopy. Anyways, while Opal was more or less trying to snoop, Nikolai, go ahead and roll perception check on your patch.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I lost my I already used Baptized Chaos today. Oh, sweet, that's 20. Oh my gosh, that's good.
You look at your patch to see if there's any change or manipulation in the area, and you can tell that the patch is flickering. Well, the flickering that happened beforehand. Oh wait, it's later than that. You can tell that the flickering that was happening beforehand is no longer there. But the demon patch, for some reason, feels darker, as if more shades have been brought into it. However, when you look at it, beforehand, it was pitch shadows and bright, brimming lights, white light that gave more or less distinctive form to the creature. Now you just see more pitch shadow and red hues to the tone of this demon goat thing that has shaped. Whatever it is, it has solidified into a form that is no longer trying to adapt, trying to change. It has stabilized. It has gained its power, its potential, and has turned into a humanoid form. No longer a spirit or a entity of a demon or a goat. It is now something innately its own.
Okay.
That's fun.
I learned all that from a perception check.
Yeah. It's no longer
Okay.
trying to break out. It's just plotting with time.
Fun.
Whisper just looks towards you. Any reason why you're looking at your pants? Your cloak? Is it the
Hey,
same
did
reason why
what-
Dust's pants or...
Hey, what's on your shirt?
She looks down.
And I
Filigree?
do the thing with I flick her nose.
Yeah, you flick her nose. She just looks at you and slaps you. You take no damage. It's just rude. But yeah, you want to go see if you were in a house or not?
Well, I was wanted to do more of a more. See if I had disturbed any kind of things or set off any knowledge that I was there. And I mean, I guess we could try and remove the evidence that may or may not be there.
I am so glad you are not in the same field as me.
Yeah, that would be a disaster, honestly. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So, okay. Yeah, I'll lead the way. Yeah.
As you head over towards the mayoral home, I'm not going to change the screen. You seem to go into the front house, and you can tell that there's 4 guards there instead of 2 beforehand. The mayor is no longer in the front house. He's clearly somewhere else. You come over, and a Whisper just looks towards them. She more or less flirts with them and asks, like, what are you guys doing? Oh, the mayor's house, and blah, blah, blah. She comes back around the corner where you are, and she does state, it does seem that someone was here beforehand. They're currently trying to find someone with magic to scry and find someone with some blood or something. It seems that the last people that got that were guarding the house were fired promptly for letting someone go into the mayor's basement. And they're currently looking for someone that can cast scrying magic. The mayor's currently at his house doing something I didn't really ask. That would be too obvious, of course. And his son is currently taking his test to go into his magical school sometime today. So, yeah, safe to say they know you were here. Want to try to break in and see if we can't find the evidence?
Absolutely.
All right. She begins to press down on the ground, and you can tell that the ground itself begins to not sparkle, but the dust underneath it begins to shine and sheen until it overlaps you guys. Go ahead and roll stealth with an added plus 10.
Wow. I got a 25.
Nice. I'll roll her stealth. Okay. She's fine as well. Ironically enough, she got a 22. Nikolai did better. You go over into the corner, find a jimmied wall, not a wall, a window, jump in, and you already know the layout, so you go over towards the basement door, and you can see that the basement door itself has been marked with red tape. and a weird black tape in the corner of the what's it called? Frame of the door. The red tape, obviously, to tell people not to go in. The black tape, if I had to guess, if the door is disturbed, the tape would show it.
Well, I guess I could just cast. What would be a good? Can I just druidcraft on the area?
She looks towards you and she does. We could do that, or I can use my thieves' tools to move things in the position.
I could give. Can I give you help?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna roll 2d20 and then not show you the modifier.
Okay.
9.
Wow.
Plus modifier. Thankfully enough, this is her job. She begins to move the tape without tape, which is no issue, and she stops before she notices something underneath the black tape. Oh, that's interesting. And then she takes out a small pair of what looks like scissors, and she cuts something underneath the black tape, and then like puts it back down, as if trying to smother whatever she just cut, and then opens the door, and the door is open. All right, don't remove the tape, and we should be good to go.
Okay.
You guys walk down into the basement, and you do see that the area itself has been chalked over. No one is currently investigating it, -1 individual. Like, the mayor is not there. The door is closed because the door was closed when your fingers got ripped, and there are bloodstains there. There is one grizzled detective currently looking and investigating the area, talking to themselves with a strange accent, simply stating, "Yeah, all right, then it seems here right now that it's been more or less 24 hours since they've been here. Based on the taste of the blood, illicit, humanoid male, roughly around 5 feet to 6'5". Hard really to tell. It seems like the blood tastes like a variety of things. Might be curse-bound. All right, based off of the trailings of the blood before it disappeared, I gathered that they went back into the town, and they might have some type of lodging here. I'll first investigate with the merchants, and then investigate with anyone here that might know of any wanderers, as no one in this town would try to snoop on the mayor, especially since he tried to save the town the last time." And then he like takes some notes down while he's talking. Whisper just looks towards you. Do you want to clean up, or should we take care of him?
I mean, I could take care of him. I think I'm very tempted to just to test out a spell that I've had. Can I take him out?
Up to you. He will likely find you.
No, he won't find me. What are you talking about?
He then looks at his notes. All right, here, it seems I have enough information here that would qualify for, let's see, 5... Nikolai, what's your height?
My height? I would say my height, like 5'5".
Yeah, he would think 5'8". Let's see here. Based off of the information I have here, it's being round, male, 5'8". Human nature. This hair suggests brown to dark tones. Base of the blood itself and some spackling of the flesh, a white tint to their skin. Shouldn't be too difficult to find them. No, I'm pretty sure he might find you.
I mean, well, if I just get rid of him, he won't find me.
Again, if a detective does die, even more evidence. I'm talking about knocking him out and stealing whatever evidence he has.
Oh, I was thinking about just like casting a really good cold spell on him and turning him into a block of ice, but...
I mean, that would potentially work too.
I mean, do you like that idea?
I'm not opposed to killing people. It's kind of my job. Part of my job. But if we put more heat on us, it would also go on to Dust, Ada, Amara, and Fauna. And the only one I care about between that group is Fauna.
I know, but wait, what? Why do you care about Fauna?
Because she's the only one I don't think would be able to protect herself in a court of law.
Oh.
And if she isn't able to, I get in trouble. Opal's fine. She'll probably run away.
Why don't I just go turn him into like a like a mouse, and then we could go take him and then like hold on to him and then hide him in a house somewhere, and then we won't have to deal with him.
Up to you. I'm just here to sneak around and take stuff if need be. I'll leave this one to you. She just waits at the top of the stairs where you're currently just eyeing the man.
Yeah. Yeah, very tempted. Okay, so okay, I think this will be the best. I'm gonna go I'm gonna cast the polymorph spell. And
On yourself
turn
or
this
him?
man on him.
Okay. Since he doesn't know like this is happening, because his passive perception is quite high. It is 16. You're 25, so you succeed on the stealth. I'm gonna say he has disadvantage because he has no idea what was about to happen.
Okay.
Let's see, what save is this?
It's a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. DC to beat is 17. His wisdom is
Yes.
quite high because detective.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so lucky, disadvantage.
Oh yeah, that was close. Okay, so I turn him into a mouse.
He's like writing something down, and then takes note. Based off of the information I have here, it might be, and then shrinks down into a mouse and like hits the ground. He looks around, not really aware of anything. He's just a mouse now, and begins to like skitter around near the notes. Takes the giant now pencil and begins to like write something down.
Well, everything he's holding and on his person would be turned into a mouse as well.
I'm gonna say the rest of his stuff, minus the notebook and the piece and the pencil, would not
Okay.
change because he was
Gotcha.
currently holding them, so he wasn't wearing them.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I will take out like a. I don't know. Do I have a Whisper? Do you have a bag?
Yes, many bags. She takes
Put
out a
him in-
small bag.
Okay. Can you put him in a bag?
I guess rolling
Okay.
animal handling for her. Not that great.
I'll
Bites.
help her.
Okay, with advantage. Bites still her finger, and then like throws them down.
Okay. Well, I'll fine. I'll help you. I'll pick it up. Oh my gosh.
Roll animal
Animal?
handling.
At a 20.
Of course you do. You like chase them over with some cheese. They come over and you grab them, put them in the bag without too much of an issue. Throw the cheese inside.
I'll take out the jar of peanut butter, and then I put like a couple daubs of peanut butter from my cloak. I like pull the patch off, and then take some peanut butter and put it in there with him.
Okay. They're hungry, so they finish it. Unfortunately, this man is very into their job, and once complete, then they will eat. So they've been here for a while. So they're currently munching. Looking at the notes,
now-
she does look
Yeah.
towards you, and she flips through them. Huh. Okay, he had an idea of who you might be, but it's a lot of them, so he wasn't completely close just yet. I guess just the last thing we heard was just him being right, I guess. Flips it
Why
back
don't-
down.
Okay, I got an idea. Okay, here's what we do. We'll clean up the whole investigation. Clean it, make sure everything is the way that it was before I got here, and then cross out his notes, and then write in, like cross out things, and then rewrite something, like say it was a dwarf or something instead of like a human, and then say that like he wrote something different.
Or we can just burn the notes, clean the area, and spray booze everywhere, and then when he's found, they'll just think he's drunk.
Oh, I like that idea more, actually. Yeah. Well,
I'm fine with ruining someone's life.
okay. I take a bottle of whiskey, and I pour it out on the ground.
You pour it everywhere. Whisper looks towards you. Do you have prestidigitation? Otherwise, it's going to take a while.
I got Druidcraft.
That'll work well enough. You begin
Okay.
to use your druidcraft to move the earth underneath your blood to basically remove the blood. She wipes it down to make sure nothing is seen, and then she basically smothers the area so it's still dirty and looks like nothing has changed other than the blood now gone. She then moves the bag in an area and like lightly cuts it, so when he does change back, the bag will be easily enough re-ripped and torn. And Nikolai, go ahead and roll survival.
Okay. Sorry, I deleted something I wasn't supposed to see. Okay. Survival. This might be.
Nice.
What in the
Holy
world?
frick!
Why couldn't you make these rolls when you're first investigating?
Fred, okay.
That's like my third 19 today.
You put the bag and make sure that when ripped, the man inside, former man, now rat, will roll in the alcohol, so it immediately would have a bias against him. Looking towards
okay.
you, Whisper does state. All right, should we get going?
Sure. Wait. Let's. I'm okay. Okay. That's good. Can I? Oh, I don't know what is the thing open still?
The door or the bag?
Yeah.
The bag's currently
The
closed.
door. The door.
The door's still left open.
I want to go in and
take the door to that workshop area thing, that's closed.
Oh,
like that was
gotcha.
sealed shut and has been
Okay.
open since yesterday.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, never mind. They're not. Yeah, I'm good.
You can break in again if you want.
No, I mean, no, I'm good. I don't. I mean, part of me wants to take the dust. I mean, sorry, Dust's not here. Shit. Whisper.
That's where I. Yeah.
Whisper. There was a crystal.
There.
There was a crystal inside the room that resembled a crystal that was like my hand.
All right. Might have been a focus.
Well, I know, but I don't. It was the same crystal that we found when we went to go fight the succubus. So I don't know why the mayor has a crystal that's like my hand, because it was one of those rare crystals that were like turning the landscape different.
I mean, the crystals themselves are very rare. After investigating when you guys left, those things are able to manipulatively change and alter things. They're not... how should I explain this? They're not, ultimately, they're not an evil thing. They're just something that's quite rare that people use for evil, or use for good, dependent. If I had to guess, and the information you gave me on it being in a sewing machine, he's likely using it to imbibe the clothing with something.
I mean, it makes me feel weird that he has it and is using it to make things.
I mean, we have only circumstantial evidence, and if we do present it forwards, we'll just be in trouble for breaking into the house twice.
Okay, fine. We'll just leave him here. I'll lay the bag down and everything, or actually just dump the mouse on the ground and then have him just lay there, and then we can just leave it the way with it being like incriminating and the bottle empty laying on the floor.
All right. He's 25, so you easily get out of the house once more. She begins to heat metal where she cut beforehand, heating something underneath the black tape, and then closes the door. All right. And then goes underneath the red tape. You do as well. As you head out into the backyard where you scramble out, and into the streets. You rush over, not there yet, but you rush over towards the Jewelers Guild, and before you get there, she does state, he does have a son. Do you want to see if he can tell us more?
About what?
The mayor and what he does?
Well, I mean, do you think he's starting a side business that nobody wants him to know about?
I don't know, but more than likely, children do snoop, especially on their parents.
fine. I can get in good graces with somebody. I mean, I guess.
I mean, we don't have to. I'm fine with just ruining a man's life.
I mean, yeah, it happens, I guess. Let's go see if we can get into some trouble. Well, and go. Let's head off to get to bed or start getting our things packed for tomorrow.
You go back to the place you were currently staying, getting your things together. Dust, other than meeting a friend of yours, what are you up to?
I'll be getting some. I probably would have gotten the bag of holding that preserves food and whatnot from Nikolai. And then I would get not only. I'd essentially go out and get supplies for the upcoming trip.
Yeah.
And then I'd also be looking for Emily.
Okay.
Given I don't know actually where she would be other than on like a weekend.
She did tell you about herself. So Dust, roll history. See how much you remember.
Okay.
That's good. It was only yesterday-ish, so it's not that hard to remember. You can tell that she was currently working for a few things here and there, but the main thing she does help out with is her communal home with her grandparents and the elderly there. She lost her mom and dad quite young, so they've been tending to her. And once she's been old enough to actually help them, she's been doing it.
Okay.
She's probably there now by the time frame.
Okay. Yeah, then I would head over there.
All right. You easily acquire the items before heading out over there, getting any health potions you need, any rations and the like. You go over towards the old home complex. There you see her currently tending to a very old dwarven man and his orcish wife, currently having a spout of the butte. She's currently coming in between them to simply state, No, it's okay. I'm sure your grandchildren are just running late. It's fine. Why don't I get you some breakfast? Wait, it's late at night. Well, not late at night, but afternoon-ish. Why don't you get you some early dinner? And then I'm going to go ahead and call them again, all right? They more or less agree and go back inside. She then notices you, because this is kind of her thing, noticing people. Oh, Dust.
Actually, when I come up, I was like, do you want me to help? Do you mind if I help you with cooking?
She looks toward you before noticing you, currently being in work. Looks towards you. Oh, Dust. Yeah, it'd be helpful. Follow me. She leads you into a very big kitchen. The kitchen itself is run by a few people here and there, but surprisingly enough, you do see a whole bunch of goblin people. But based off of how they work and how they are currently attired, goblins that have been in society rather than people or goblins that are in the forest that get a little feral like people do. They look towards you, and one of them just looks up, because you are tall compared to them. And I think you're actually tall compared to most people. Who's he? Oh, this is my friend Dust. Oh, the one you talked about yesterday. Yeah, I see it. Oh, she covers his mouth. Please shut up. And then pushes him towards his counter. She preps up a place you guys can begin to cook, and she begins to make a nice soup. Begins the broth while you are preparing the vegetables. I am glad you're here, but any reason why?
A number of things. First of all, I of course wanted to see you again. But I also wanted to let you know that I will be leaving town in the morning. Hopefully I'll be back soonish, but it could be a couple months.
You did say you were a traveler, so that's to be
Yes.
expected. You do see a slight little sadness in her voice, but it's not like so grand. It's just something like, that's a shame, kind of thing.
But part of that, I also wanted to give you some gifts.
You hear like 3 goblins in the background just shouting, "Ooh!" She just gives them a deadpan stare at them. They shut up and go back to work. All right.
Later. Not right now. We're busy cooking.
Of course.
And I am very serious about my cooking.
As am I. Dust, go ahead and roll your cooking skill.
Okay. 26.
That is good. Advantage because of kitchen, not that great. Thankfully enough, all she was making was the broth. So with her bonuses, it's a good enough broth, but it's not something as grand as you've done. You've curated the food here, cut up some meat, and made sure that it's edible with the elderly here. Overall, it is a good soup. Thankfully, with your help. And even with home field advantage, she got a 5+, whatever. She looks towards you.
I'm trying to show off. I'm trying to show off, too.
I know. So was she, but she failed. She does thank you for the honestly hard work. And Dust, I want you to go ahead and roll perception.
10.
It's not great. You can tell that she was murmuring a few things to herself, or maybe just saying them out loud. You're not actually sure what she was saying. She was just mouthing something. Not audible enough that you could hear. You just took note of that when you stole some glances while you were working. But the meal was complete, and she does thank you. And she goes, so maybe meet later tonight then?
Of course. Where do you want to meet? I
Well,
selected last time.
later tonight, the students will find out whether or not they managed to get into school. And there's a big fireworks in the main courtyard if you want to meet there.
Yeah, let's meet there.
All right.
But first, and I'm gonna take her aside just a little bit, just kind of away from everybody. Just quickly, I'll just take her hand and I want to give you the gifts first, and I will give her the hairpin, the sapphire hairpin that I carved into a flower for her, as well as one of the 5 fancy sets of female ornate clothes that I have.
Yeah. No reason.
No reason why I have that. I'll just one that will definitely match. That will look very good on her.
Yeah, you got it tailored while you were out, making sure it would the clothing, the colors would match your style. Dust, what's your passive perception? You're not Ada good, so I need to ask.
Yeah, my passive perception is a 10.
You don't notice. You don't notice whatever is happening. You do notice her though, even with the 10. She is happy, and not by the value of the clothing, but by someone actively giving her something, by someone actively taking their time, their dedication, and honestly their skill and craft to just give them to her. It is something akin to just a desire, something she's wanted for a while but hasn't been able to get from someone outside of her immediate family. And so she is ecstatic when you present her these gifts. Thank you.
Beautiful things for a beautiful woman.
Blushes so hard. I need to get back to work. But later tonight?
Yes, definitely later tonight.
She like walks backwards without losing track of your sight. So when she hits the door, you just hear like 8 to maybe 10 goblins in the background just like fumbling on the ground as if they got hit with a door. And then they just scatter back into the kitchen. And she goes and delivers the meals.
I will leave. And during the time between now and the time that meet her, I will actually change into my own set of fine clothing.
Yeah. As someone
Good.
that is meant to present, you easily enough have your own set of clothing. And if not, you could have also gotten one that was tailored for you.
No, I have 3 sets.
Yeah. So you easily enough dress yourself to impress. Everything's set, prim proper, steam whatever needs to be steamed. Precipitate any stains that couldn't get taken away unmagically. I'm going to say Amara was there to help you out, making sure you have the right perfumes, colognes, and anything of that nature. Fauna makes some druid craft while Nikolai's away to give you flowers to present to her.
Oh, nice.
Amara goes, I thought it would help, and Fauna simply states, I don't know why, but humanoids like flowers? This might help. And Opal goes, I have nothing to give you, but good luck, I guess.
Thank you. And Fauna? It's
Yeah?
because flowers are a sense of beauty, and they have many meanings to many great deal of people. It shows how when you give flowers to someone, it shows you how you feel about them in many ways.
Okay.
In fact, there's actually a whole language that deals with flowers.
Oh, can you tell me the language?
Maybe not necessarily right now, but in time, yes, we will.
If you give me the name, I think there's a library in town.
Well, it's the language of flowers is dealt through the meanings of each individual flower. Certain flowers have different meanings.
Okay. She goes and like not even breaking like any contact with anyone. Like someone that's super antisocial just leaves without knowing if the conversation ended or not and is heading towards the library. Amara soon enough catches up with her to make sure she doesn't get in trouble. But while you're getting ready, already prepared your stuff and things of that nature, Ada, what are you doing?
Sorry, I'd love to get a bit what happened.
Nikolai broke back into the mayor's house, erased the evidence, and currently not accused someone, but planted evidence, making the detective no longer a credible source. Dust helped out Emily with her work and gave her nice stuff, and we'll be meeting her later tonight. Nikolai is also heading over towards the school to see if he can not help himself, sorry. He's heading back over towards the inn to pack up things to make sure you can leave before any trouble comes about.
Yeah.
Ada, you don't have to do anything, but you can also do whatever you want. It's entirely up to you. You do have the squad with you, minus Whisper.
Well, all the day thing is happening since Ada can't really help in that situation. She's probably just going to write in her journal. Missing the first page because the weird draconic message that she saw once.
Yeah. You take a note of it. It's still foreign to you. It's very hard to figure out. And it takes a lot to trust someone to see your journal. So you contemplate maybe showing it to Dust or Nikolai, but then not think better of it, but you're still wary on what you want to know, or you want others to know. So you hold off for now. While you're writing it, Opal does knock on your door, and then looks towards you. Do you have a minute?
Oh, Ada closed the journal. Yeah, what's up?
All right. This is around the time Nikolai and Dust left. Opal closes the door behind her as she enters inside. Again, very thin walls, so it's more of the thought that counts. And then she looks towards you. Oh, nice book.
Thanks.
Yeah. So tell me, earlier today we bought that book. Any reason why you bought that weird dragon one?
It had some writing in it. I was kind of curious about it. I'll be honest.
I mean, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
So what did it say?
I have no idea, and I can't see it again every time when I try to find the page.
Huh. If that's the case, it might be magically enchanted. Have you ever spoken with what are they called again? An alchemist before? They might have a solution to de-enchant something.
I mean, I haven't talked to one in a while, so could you do it?
I mean, yeah, but it's personal. I was honestly just being nosy to find out.
I mean, it's fine. Just don't read the other pages. Those are a little personal to me.
Yeah, all right. I'll just do it on the first one and see what happens. She leaves for a moment, comes back. You can tell that she has her alchemist supplies with her, and then begins to make a solution, and then takes a small damp cloth and dips it into the solution. All right. Do you mind holding out the book?
Ada holds it out for her.
All right. If there is something hidden in here, and is it enchanted? There's probably two ways of doing it. One would be to unenchant it so it could be seen, and the other one is true sight. I don't have that godforsaken sight, so alchemy it is. And she begins to rub the first page. And you do see words begin to materialize, and it is in Draconic once more. That hasn't changed. It's just now visible. The first page is now visible to you.
I wonder who speaks Draconic.
All the non-NPC characters.
Me!
Yeah!
Opal does.
Oh, wait, Opal does?
I don't think you know that, but Opal does. Opal speaks Draconic, Primordial, the main magic languages. Even though she herself can't cast magic in the air quotes correct way. But she doesn't tell you. Oh, 1 second. I just got someone buzz my door.
Oh, okay. Oh. Surprise guess?
Yeah, Draconic is like one of the few languages Dust doesn't know.
I am back. Okay. What was I saying? You don't really know, but you can tell that Opal's looking at the words, but then decides not to continue to pry. All right. You should be able to read it now.
Can you read Draconic?
Yeah, but you said, not to pry too much, and I feel like I've already been doing that.
That's fair. All right.
I mean, if you want me to. It's just I've already been nosy with you and Amara. I still want to know what that's about. I'm going to be honest. That's actually why I came here. But then I noticed you with the book, so I went with that.
That's a later topic. Yeah, can you, if you don't mind, can you read it?
Yeah, sure. I do have a question, though, but it can wait afterwards. She begins to look at it, and in Draconic, she is speaking while she's reading it. And then she looks towards you. I assume because you asked me, you don't know Draconic?
No, I don't.
Well, based off of this, it is written from a very old first perspective, as if writing their own journal. It tells of an ancient artifact, long lost and scattered, as if a story is told. Well, the first page reads as, in ancient times, A god from below came to the top, entered and formed contracts on thy high, entering bindings between many, to change and shape the world and cause them to go awry. Giving gifts of gold, splendor, and wealth, entering enchanted items, and those of magic mute. It's not a poem, it's just weirdly written, draconic. Anyways, and those items still given to champions, 5 in total, to combat the light, entering to shadow, binding to strength, the firstborns entering the pact. Cryptic. Concerning.
Yeah, a little bit.
Based off of the age of this, I'm going to assume it was an ancient person. I don't know why this shop only had someone randomly have it, but, you know, go figure. A place to find it. Probably didn't know what they had. But based off of the wording and the way it's written, it's someone that knows how to use magic, and they imbued a magical enchantment to not have anyone else see it. And there's only 2 people, well, 2 ways of doing that I know of. One would be a very powerful wizard warlock to do that while you're also writing. And another one is a ancient dragon. And I'm going to go with the second one. You know, makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you, Opal.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it.
no problem. I do have a question, like I mentioned beforehand, and if you want me to rub out any of the other pages, just let me know. I'm sure, like most people only go up to maybe the middle of their journals and then get a new one. What I do. But yeah, if you want me to show more, just let me know. But I do have a question. Do you know if Amara's seeing anyone?
Oh, no,
I mean, you're her friend, right?
Yes. In that way, yes.
Yeah. So you would probably know this.
I mean, no. It's been a while since I've seen her. I don't know if she has been in a relationship in the past.
Oh.
But
Yeah, I guess
right
that does make
now,
sense.
yeah, right now I don't think she's in one.
All right. Just wanted to know. Since we've never met anyone that has been stable, she seems the best candidate.
Mm-hmm. Uncle, do you have a crush on Amara?
More infatuation than anything else. Not really a crush.
Okay, then. That's all right.
Yeah. Just wanted to know. And not like immediately drumming that on you. She just walks away. She opens the door and looks back. If you need any more help, just let me know.
I will. Thank you.
Ada, roll perception? Because I'm not going to give this one to you, because I want to say the conversation, you focus in on the conversation.
There we go.
Yeah, that does make sense. You do hear from the... you do hear from the right side, which you know is Amar's bedroom. You hear like footsteps moving away from the wall as if someone was there listening in for a while.
Oh.
That's what you get. You know no one else was there other than Amara, so it's probably her. Probably.
Probably. Oh, great. Okay. Can I check in on Amara?
Yeah. You like step out into the hallway, which it doesn't take long. You go over to the right, like knock on the door, and you do hear a more or less panicked voice just say, yeah?
Are you okay?
Her octave goes down. Yeah. Do you need anything?
No, I was just checking on you.
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah,
how are
okay.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I did hear like footsteps heading towards your room. Was that like Dust, Fauna? Fauna went to the library, so she might have mistaken her room.
Oh no, it was Opal.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Can Ada make a? I don't know what check she had to make to see if Amara likes Opal back in that way.
Yeah, roll insight.
Okay. Oh wait, no, I deleted my character sheet. Dang it. Insight? Right?
Yes.
She's.
It's not that Amara likes Opal. It's not that she hates Opal either. It's more like you just told her something heavy, and she's wanting to make sure she's okay. So she was accidentally listening in when Opal came in there, and then she heard all that. So it wasn't her like prying in to see if she's like checking to see if Opal likes her. It's more like, all right, my friend's currently going through something right now, and I need to make sure she's fine and okay. If I hear anything at all that's distressing, I will go over and making sure she has someone there for her. And then she noticed Opal leave and enter inside, so she quickly moved back after hearing that, going, okay, I don't know how to deal with this. You see this all on her face.
Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah. Yeah. But if you need anything, just let me know. I'm sure Opal can help you too. Or Fauna. Maybe.
I don't know what Fauna could do, let's be honest. But thank you.
Yeah.
If you also need to talk about anything, I'm still here, but yeah.
You do see that Opal took some of her chemical sets to go back into the shops to, replenish some of her stuff. She does... You can hear the footsteps. It's very clear. Thin walls. Amara does state after hearing her leave, because she knows Fauna has already left to the library. I did hear that last bit of conversation. I should be fine. It's not that Opal isn't nice, because she's kind of not. I kind of don't like that type of situation, but she's a nice person.
You could just say she's not your type or anything.
I mean, she is smart and she is pretty. She's just very rude, is the thing.
Yeah, she could be like that at times.
Yeah. She said something underneath her breath that even with the 22, I'm not going to give you. Because she's actively making sure no one can hear her. But you just hear like the light voice that she's making.
Data feels awkward in situation. She just clears her phone. I'll leave you alone. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Feel free to hang out if you want. I'm just here prepping some things so we can go in the morning.
Okay.
At this point in time, you do see Nikolai and Whisper like rushing up, going into their separate rooms and like packing things quickly. Or sooner. I don't really know.
Hey, let's probably like pack things up faster. We want to be sure that we're not going to be followed.
Ada yells out to Nikolai, "Did something happen?"
No.
Like,
Nothing
Did
happened.
you do something?
No.
Can I see if Nikolai's lying to me?
Of course you can.
Yeah, go for it.
Would that be insight again?
Insight, I'm going to say 13.
Insight. Wow, a 13?
Because Whisper's with you. Yeah,
Okay.
that's 18. It's Ada. She can tell you're panicked and lying.
No, I'm jokefully like kind of just like, oh no, like
Yeah,
I mean, she
yeah.
knows that. Yeah.
She knows you're not actively trying to cause harm. It's just more like, no, of course not. Everything's fine. Whisper just looks towards Ada. Just need to leave as soon as possible. Do you know where Dust is? And Dust did tell you, all right, I'll be heading out for night. Don't wait up. And he's already gone.
Well, I have an idea. Okay, so Ada, Whisper, good idea. You're together. Okay, Whisper, did you ever get to have the chance to talk to Ada about her issue?
And about that's not the time. I mean, you guys are packing. I'm sorry, Nikolai. Like you said, we should get ready. You know.
I mean, so second thing, if you don't want to deal with that, I have a demon patch that's plotting against me on my robe, and we could deal with that instead.
Amara just gets out of her room. The door's open, but she gets out of her room now, actively in this conversation. Okay, first off, really should have need to know that a while ago. Like, if that is a problem, we should have attended to it beforehand.
Well, apparently, so what I've learned by inspecting it is that apparently it has manifested its form properly, and it's no longer a goat now. And it's not a demon, it's actually humanoid, and it's plotting against me.
Okay, second thing.
What have we done?
Don't open that patch until we're out of town. We don't want anyone to potentially die.
We should probably figure it out, because the longer we wait, the more time it would probably have a chance. Because, worst of all, we go confront a demon, and then it's like it jumps out, and then we have to fight typically 2 demons. That would be a fun day, right?
Whisper is like, yeah, it honestly would be. Amara then states, no, not in town. Not in town.
I'm saying that it is plotting to fight against me. So if we deal with it sooner, then it will not come out when we want it to not come out.
Nikolai, couldn't we just destroy it? The patch? If possible?
You want to roll an insight check on my robe? Or do you want to look at the robe and see what you can do? Sorry, rephrase that.
You want to roll Arcana. Ada, roll Arcana.
Can I? I don't.
Nikolai, you can as well. Much. You don't have proficiency or whatever, but you can still roll. This is a Pathfinder.
I got a 25.
Nice. What the heck are my rolls today?
That's a fourth 19. Oh my gosh, is my game locked on 19? Can I just? Okay, Dogma, hold on. I'm gonna roll 3 rolls real quick.
Oh my god.
Oh. Way to waste those rolls, man.
Those are really good too.
Looking into everything, helping out Ada with their Arcanic Lunge, you can tell that there's a possibility of destroying the patch, causing everything to go into a rift portal, into a different plane of existence, but your item would be fully destroyed. The only way to do it would be to have someone destroy it that has Arcanic knowledge in the processes of magic item making. And you only know of one person that can do that currently, and that is Opal, who's not here.
Dang it, Opal.
There might be someone in town that could help you, maybe a magic shop, but as of right now, she is the only one that comes to mind.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's like actively going to jump out at any moment, but it's just something to think about.
I mean, we don't even know what that thing is capable of.
That's true.
Do I know what it's capable of?
No.
Okay.
Like, you know what some demons can do here and there. You know what a sheep can do. You've never had to deal with a demon sheep. That has evolved into a humanoid.
I know.
Actually, Nikolai, you tell me. Have you ever had to deal with this situation?
Well, I mean, ironic. Nikolai. You talking about Nikolai? Or me?
Nikolai.
Oh,
Has Nikolai ever had to?
No.
Then I'm going to say no roll for you.
Okay.
You do know that it is potentially dangerous. After all, demon powers.
So I want to say something. Actually, so ironically, strangely enough, this is not the first time I've had a demon in a cloak of useful items. Weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only other time I had something living in a cloak of useful items was a pig.
Wow.
I don't remember why though.
Either
yeah.
we destroy the patch or deal with the demon. Which one do you want to do, Nikolai? It's a roll of a die here.
And Namara does state, again, not in town. We can go into the forest and deal with it.
Of course, not in town.
I like that idea.
All right. Why don't we wait until tomorrow and make sure everything's prepped up and prepared? I'm going to go back shopping to make sure that if we do deal with it, no one dies, or at least we have a better chance of not dying. Sound fair?
Yes, that sounds fair.
All right. Looks towards Ada. Ada, do you mind packing a few things? Whisper and Nikolai, you mind packing Opal and Faunus things? I'm sure Dust has already prepared his things. Dust, you're probably already prepared. You know you're heading out early tomorrow morning, so before this, all you had on, or all you had out was your suit and anything you needed to potentially fight or defend yourself.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
isn't really much. So
Yeah, your stuff is already packed and prepared, so no need to pack for you. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and head out, and maybe I can find Opal to see if there's anything that can be done. And she herself heads back into town. Well, people prepare for the worst. All right, before we go to Dust and do his final scene for tonight, and then it'll be tomorrow morning, we're gonna take our 5-minute break here, and I'll be right back.
awesome.
I like that chaos that kind of ensued right there. And just...
So it's a nice, fun event, but also a little bit downtrodden if you're one of the 125 that did not make it. So she looks towards the scoreboard, and you can tell that there's a wisp of remembering something. Something perhaps in her past that she is thinking upon, and then she looks towards you. So, have you ever tried to apply? To the schools, I mean.
No, not to the schools. I do have magic, don't get me wrong, but I got it through a different way. And
By your trade, I assume? It's very hard to get someone that be willing to teach you their own trade. You know, as secrets go.
my trade, yes, my master. She is a very powerful wizard, but first and foremost, she's a jeweler, and that's what I trained in. No, I got my magic through contract. I'm what some consider a warlock.
Oh, you made a pact.
Yep, the pact.
Hopefully it's not someone that wants your soul. She politely chuckles. You think on Nikolai. She not knowing.
No, I know a few, but for me, I'm not really sure.
Ha ha ha.
Just kind of, Dustin's just kind of saying that with a little bit of uncertainty. So that he's just like, I'm not really sure at this point in time. And then he'll be like, just trying to change the stuff. Did you try, Emily, to get in?
A while ago, yeah, when I was 16, 17. Rather young, but I decided to see if I could do it. I was out of school for a while, tending to my grandparents. And I didn't get in. They were able to register me with magic, but I didn't have enough to actually apply to the schools. I did learn a few things here and there, but honestly, the only things I was able to do were the things my grandmother taught me.
So a little bit of magic, but not enough.
Correct. In fact, I think I've already shown you some of the things I can do. She prepared like a small little snack for you and her, and she shows it to you. This cookie. She shows you a nice little, very decorated, very cute cookie that has like two small bears in the woods that have a picnic they're heading towards, but you can see that small little ants are underneath the picnic basket carrying it away. It's an adorable decorational piece. But she does state, the only thing I currently do is to enchant food with a vibrance of health.
I don't know about you, but I find this phenomenal. You are amazing at this.
I mean, it's something my grandma has passed down to me and her mother before her. Unfortunately, it did skip my mother. She did not want to learn anything of what her mother tried to teach her, since she grew up in the city herself and didn't want to be someone from the countryside anymore. But it's a very useful skill, I think. It's able to enhance someone's there we go. It's able to enhance someone's temporary health by an additional boost of 1d4. And that'll stack on to any of them that they already have. But it won't stack on anymore if you eat more than one.
It's quite impressive. My cooking in of itself does something similar. When prepared right, it actually heals over a period of time. Just a little bit, but it does heal.
It's almost the same. My grandmother used to call this magic grandma's kiss. Or a mother's kiss, dependent, if they're your children.
That makes perfect sense.
But she puts it away to be eaten later. She does state, shall we wander the streets and see what happens?
Yeah, of course.
You wander the streets for... Go ahead.
I will take her hand.
Yeah, you take her hand in a romantic gesture. You begin to wander the streets until you hear the scoreboard goes out. You hear rolling beats of wood, and then they show names. A lot of screams of congratulations, congratulations, and a lot of people just immediately sad. The celebrations start and fireworks shoot into the sky. It's a very lovely night, and honestly, it's very romantic. Whatever happens to you and Emily, it's entirely up to you. The screen goes black, and you can spend your night evening just romantically strolling in the area, having a small picnic, whatever. Or you can do what Nikolai did and go into a room and just cuddle.
We would kind of wander a bit. Above game, I do want to ask about how much would be tuition.
Tuition is expensive for the common folk. It is a gold per day, so 300. I'm going to say it's the same time frame as today, so it'd be 365 gold rounded up to 400 gold.
Okay,
for a year's tuition.
For a year, for each year.
Mhm. Like if someone has innate talent and is able to enhance that with some tutelage of the school system's framework, they can get even greater skills. Even if they don't have like super strong magic, but if they do, even better. The likelihood that the people in the top 25 were innately born with strong magic, or at least strong affinity to magic, is high. Maybe 3 out of those 25 were able to study up to the point of getting to that point, but not very many, just those heavily determined. If you had to guess, Emily did it to see if she could find some way of helping out her grandparents, since they've done so much for her. But
Yeah, just kind of get ahead in life.
But at this point in time, she has settled to making sure that they're comfortable in their golden years and she can help out with her neighbors and her grandparents' neighbors.
Well, no, I was mostly thinking about like if there was one person that Emily was particularly close to among the group, possibly funding them for a year.
Roll insight. I like this. It's very sweet.
22.
A little bit wanted me to, a little bit of me wanted you to fail, only because it'd be interesting. But 22, That's very cute. You do see that she's currently looking at the scoreboard, and she does frown when she notices a name that is at the framework of 75. And you do see a little small frown, but only for a moment, because she is trying to enjoy herself and she doesn't want to bring the mood down. You do see a name there that is titled, I don't think you know the mayor's son's name, so it's just a name you don't know.
Emily,
Yeah?
was there someone that you were looking for? At least their name to be on that list tonight? Is that why you...
A little bit, yeah. I was just wondering if he did well. There was a small, well, now he's grown, child I used to take care of when, after his mother's passing. It doesn't seem he made it. She points towards the 75th person. Like, even if you're a mayor, that type of expense is expensive. A mayor maybe makes 100 gold a year, so 400 gold is a lot of money. So he had to study up, and honestly, it is a high number, but not even close to what he needed to do. Which is why he was studying and freaked out when Nikolai was in there. So I was just seeing how he was doing.
So this here is just mostly to determine on who gets funds.
That's
to go
correct.
To school, correct?
They can try again next year, so long as they're able to. But it does get harder as the years progress, the type of tests they take. And he just turned 18 this year, so it'll get a little bit harder for him. It stays stable until they reach the age of 18. Afterwards, unless they really are determined to try, it'll continue to be a hard process. But I'm sure he can do it.
I want to tell you something, Emily. And I'll just kind of sit her down on like a bench.
You find a nice park bench.
When I was a child, my family was torn apart. Leaving, I have a younger sister, my parents, and we managed to escape the circumstances that had happened. But my older sister was taken. And for many years, while I was studying underneath my teacher, I desired to have even just a fraction of magic and being able to have the ability to potentially go and save my sister. and bring her back to the family. And it's times like these that I see individuals that potentially have the shot that I never had. So I tried to help them out. And I will pull out 400 gold. Just a bag of 400 gold. Emily. That person, they should go and do the school. I'll fund them for a year. I'll supply them with the funds to go through tuition for a year. Maybe that'll help them to move forward. They can figure out where to go from there. To give them the chance.
Roll persuasion, because that's a lot of money, and she is more or less not comfortable with so much money.
27. I will also add into the fact that if she wants, we can go right now and hand it to that person together.
She nods. After all, he would be here, so she brings you towards he's a spry young, you can tell half elf, looking towards you with a brimmed cut, trimmed look. He actually looks quite nice, but still quite young. Looking towards you, he does look towards Emily and then notices you next to her. Miss Emily, it's been some time. Yes. This here's my companion Dust. He would like to tell you something. All right. If it's not that long, I do need to tell my father the results.
Emily pointed you out on the list and how you had not made it.
Well, I tried this year and the last, but I'm sure I'll make it next year.
No, I don't think you'll need to try again next year, potentially. I'd like to fund you for your first year of school.
Man, if you didn't continue with that sentence, he would just look at you as if you insulted him. Like, what do you mean? I can do it. I can try. But no.
Yeah.
When you say that, he does look to you like in shock, looks towards Miss Emily, as he would know her, and she nods. It is a lot of money. I wouldn't want to impose on you.
It's not too much.
No, it is. It really is, sir.
For me, it isn't. I will let you both in on something. As Emily knows, I am a jeweler. And recently, I had made an item, which you might hear in the coming future, that I made for the kingdom. And because of that, I was given a great deal of wealth. That at times I'm prompted to, I think, that I should to help out others. You have talent in magic. Otherwise, you wouldn't be up on that list. And I hope you can move forward in a way that I never been able to.
He begins to like sob doing the whole trying to catch his breath thing. He nods, taking it in. Emily comes over, gives him a hug to like comfort him down. He eventually calms down enough to take the gold, and he looks towards you. Thank you. I'll make sure I study.
Study hard. Figure out how you can continue your studies. This will give you a chance. And pay it forward.
Of course. He begins to still ugly cry and begins to head home. Emily does look towards you, and she is surprised at you saying you have a lot of wealth. Like, she knew you were a jeweler, but you didn't flaunt your wealth. You just showed your craft. And honestly, that's what she was into. You having a passion and noticing it and working with it. She didn't know about the money until just now, so she looks towards you, goes, first of all, I am glad you did this. Second of all, that is news to me about the money. And third of all, I am really glad you did this. He's been trying to go to school for some time. After his mother's passing, she was an elf herself. And unfortunately, since he's a half-elf, her mother's own city wouldn't allow him to study. So this was the only way he could get closer to his mother. So I'm really glad you did this. She begins to wipe tears away.
I'll just bring her into a hug and be just like, I'm glad I could help someone.
You spend the night comfortably romantic. Emily a little bit more into you than she was before, making someone's day very, very happy. You do notice another name up there that is ranked 18th, and that is the half-dwarven girl you helped out earlier yesterday.
Oh, so she got the funds.
She got in.
Yeah.
She didn't need it, though, but she was not going to, what's it called? Be at the hest of her parents, or her father in particular, because she's trying to make it her own way.
When I did see that, I'd be just like, oh, that's nice. I also helped her out a little bit, but...
Yeah, you didn't get her grounded. But you spend the day quite well. Nikolai, before the night fully ends, you rush over towards the magic shop. Rush.
Wait, are we changing maps? Or are you stuck on this map today?
I honestly thought we'd be out of town for by now.
I've been leaving it here. Out of town.
Oh.
I would love to be out of town, honestly. I mean,
Right now, hey.
Rush.
Why don't we just quickly say what you want to get at the magic shop?
Do you have a magic scroll of magic circle?
I'm afraid not. That's a little higher than what we normally carry.
Do you have anything that protects against fiends or devils or undead or things like that?
We have a few items that can reduce necrotic damage, if that's what you're into.
I'm thinking of more protection-based spell that renders them inert.
Then you'd have to speak with a high cleric for that.
I gotcha. Do you have some parchment and maybe some spell components for the magic circle spell?
Yes, we do have plenty of magical shocks and components for it.
Okay. Well, I'll go. Can I buy those? I believe that's 100 gold pieces worth of materials.
Of course. She hands it over towards you, and it is on the box 80 gold. I reduced it down since we couldn't help you with the other things.
Okay.
Bring it forward. She hands you the box. You hand her the money.
Okay, cool. And then I go find the cleric.
Rush. Find a church. You find the church of, I'm just going to say the dragon guy, the platinum dragon.
Should I do like an investigation check?
No, it's fine. Unless you're looking for someone specific.
Okay, no. I don't want to push my luck.
If you wanted to look for someone specific, investigation. If not, you just find a random church.
I mean, I don't know anything, so I don't know where. I just know there'd be a cleric around, so I probably look for the closest one.
You go over and find the Church of Bahamut. Open the doors. Is there a high cleric in here? But Father Magaya looks towards you, comes over. Is there something I can help you with, my son?
I have the components to make a spell. I was wondering if you could spend the time to make a spell scroll for me.
Yeah, I suppose it depends on what it is.
The magic circle spell.
Oh, magic circle. That is high level for most of us here, but I suppose I can take a crack at it. It would be. He wouldn't say a crack at it. I just couldn't think of a word. I suppose a tithe of 50 gold should suffice to the church.
Here's
of
the
course.
100.
You just give him some money. Here's some money. Oh, of course. If you kindly put it in the box, I am not allowed to technically touch it. Not unless it's in the box. You put it in the box, it's perfectly fine.
I'll give you 20 just for yourself, and I'll put 80 in the tithe. How about that?
Again, 50 was fine. I can't technically touch it.
Why not?
It's some value to make sure that we are not the ones receiving the gold. Rather, Bahamut is.
Interesting. I'm not really accustomed with spiritual things. Okay.
It's a ritual we have.
I put it in the box. I put 100 in the box.
Yeah, you put 100 in the box. It's fine. He takes an hour, but he eventually finishes the scroll. All right. That did wear me out for a while, but the spell is intertwined into this. He then hands you the scroll.
Okay.
Thank you for your commission. Thank you for your help with the Church of Bahamut. May the platinum dragon ever glow in your favor, or whatever they say.
Nirvana.
I don't know too much about clerical stuff in D&D.
Because my religion is 2, so I don't know about.
Yeah, you just
religion.
say Nirvana. He lightly bows to show respect, and you head out.
Yeah.
and
then I meet back up with everybody.
Yeah. The next day, soon enough passes. You guys take a long rest. Dust eventually comes back a few hours before everyone actually wakes up. You spent a nice evening, nighttime, and other. Whatever you did is entirely up to you. Again, you could have easily just romantically walked, had a nice dinner, and just relaxed. While I look for... you know what? I'm just going to put you back at the shop. You're all there, technically.
Okay.
Oops, she's no longer there. You guys say your goodbyes. Nikolai, you remember to say...
We slept?
Yeah, you slept.
Oh man, nice, sweet. Let's go.
You remember to say goodbye to Jillian before you guys leave town.
Oh no, I go talk to her in person.
Yeah, you go over to talk with her intimately and purposely, making sure that she is aware that you're aware that you're coming back. It's just gonna be some time.
And I will, before I leave, I feel like I should just I don't know. I feel like I want to give her something like that's a part of me. Like, can I? Okay, this might hurt me, but I kind of want to do it also. I feel like Nikolai has a very sentimental thing with items, and so it's like if he like feels like it's part of, like, maybe he doesn't need to, but it's just what he does. Can I like take a part of the shard of, I don't know, maybe that's weird. Oh, like on my hand?
You go ahead and roll survival.
Okay.
Because that stuff is pretty strong.
It's a 12.
You try to break enough of a piece off without, fully injuring yourself. And you do like break a small little piece of it. It's not that big, but it's enough to maybe make a small necklace out of it. You just need Dust's help.
Oh, okay. I'll just I'll hold it. I'll put it in her hand and then like say like, hey.
You obviously do this before you actually meet, because it'd be weird.
Well, yeah, definitely. Here's just something to remember me by. I can figure out what I want to do with. We can do something with it at some point, and then I say my goodbyes and like say I'll see you soon. Message me on the stone if you ever want to talk. Kind of thing. Yeah.
You also. I'll just try to make sure to fight off my dad for a while to make sure he doesn't make any more arrangements.
Do you need any money? I know that you have a good fortune, but do you need anything to get by, or is it?
I'll be fine. Thank you, though.
Are you sure? I don't want you to like feel like you're working yourself too hard. So
No, it's fine. You currently caught her when she was working, so a little bit of column
gotcha.
A, a little bit of column B, but you can tell she is fine. She's not want for money. She has enough saved up, so if her dad cuts her off, she's fine. It's more of she doesn't know what currently lies ahead, and since you're gone, it's a little scary. So honestly, you just saying goodbye and making sure to tell her you'll be back is the most comforting thing you can do. Even Nikolai, you can. I was about to call you Nick. Even Nikolai can understand this.
Gotcha. I guess I can't really come. I'm heading to Dawn, so hopefully I can be back. But I'm learning some spells that could be helpful in travel, but I don't have a portal to get back here too quickly. But
just don't be gone for too much longer than before.
I promise. I mean, you have a way to contact me now. So.
Yeah. She holds the sending stone close to her chest, like excited that you guys can talk this time.
Okay. And then I sentimentally, yes, say goodbye. Yes.
Yeah. You sentimentally say goodbye, go into a good hug, a little longer than what's.
Maybe more, maybe not, maybe more.
What's more? More than 3 seconds, so it's longer than a friend hug. A romantic hug instead of being an awkward friend hug. And then you release yourselves and go in your separate ways. Her back on her shift. Her partner was like 2 blocks away, like waiting for you guys to say your goodbyes as she made her rounds. And Nikolai, you head back to your team. At that point in time, Whisper does state, all right then, Nikolai, they found the person, and they're currently going to jail, so they should be, trialed successfully. Everyone ready to go?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, yeah. Do we want to take care of this thing?
Amara looks towards you. Not in town.
I know.
Yeah.
We'll go out of town. We go out of town. We're
Did
leaving.
you tell Opal about this?
Oh my god.
No one told Opal.
I put my hand over my my temple, and I do that thing where you hold your nose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the mental strength for this right now. Can we let's just go. Let's just go. We've been here too long.
Okay.
You begin to head out. Dust, you say your goodbyes early in the morning, as well as Nikolai.
We'll tell her on the way.
Honestly, you probably did it before you actually came back.
Yeah, I probably did. But Nikolai's pretending to be stressed out, but he's just sad that he's missing. He's leaving Julian.
Yeah.
Aww.
Nikolai, Dust, you say your goodbyes, and we'll be back. Finger guns, probably with Nikolai. Who knows? Sparkle, magic. But you guys begin to head back out, traveling once more into the outskirts of the city. You can tell that there are requisition horses if you need them. Amara already requisitioned them, and she does state, I did need your paperwork though, so if you want them, we can get them, but they're not allowing us more than the standard horses this time. Due to, mishandling the war horses. We can go on foot.
We were stuck in a plane, and we couldn't really do much about it. So it was like,
I tried explaining.
Yeah,
that's perfectly okay.
All right.
We can go either way, cart or walk.
Faster way to travel, I guess.
The wagon would be faster, but it would reduce the time by about a couple of days, honestly. So 1.5 weeks would reduce it down to probably a week.
There is also the situation of what we are going to do after dawn.
Great questions. Great questions.
Wow.
Because once
do-
we're in Dawn, there is a very good possibility that we could be traveling by boat from there
That is true.
to our next location.
Might be easier to not have horses.
Yeah. Because once we're done with Dawn, the only dark cities left are Hydra and Verta.
In game, Nikolai states to Dust and tells him the information. So Dust, news that I have. Well, you remember when we were like in that temple and there was a goat and we took the essence and everything, and you remember that?
Yes.
So, it's a funny story. It's actually turned into a humanoid figure that is plotting my demise inside my robe. But I've procured the item of this magic spell scroll of magic circle, and we can entrap it. And then we could either leave it here and it would be good for an hour and let it loose, or we could deal with it and figure out how we could do something. I'm planning. Hey, at least I'm planning. That's what I gotta say. Okay?
Yeah.
Tell me. Yeah. Yep. At least Jillian taught me something.
Okay, we'll have to deal with that. Whatever works. I do not have a spell that we could bind it to us.
Well, as soon as I don't know. I mean, can I roll another Arcana check to see if it has the ability to possibly escape on its own means, or is it confined?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and roll Arcana.
21.
Not bad. From what we can tell, currently it doesn't have the possibility of escaping right now. But that doesn't mean it won't evolve until it gains one. You can hold off for a while. That's perfectly fine. But sooner or later, the problem will reside. Will show itself. That's not to say right now you have an issue. It's just later down the line. You might.
Okay, so it doesn't look like it has the ability that I know of to escape, but it is somehow gaining strength the longer it sits there. So it's maybe a thorn that we might need to prune at some point. But at least I have something that we could use against it when the time comes. So,
in time, and maybe we'll have some more arsenal at that point in time. So, okay.
Carry on, tally ho. What do the kids say?
As you begin to head out into the wilderness without horses this time, unfortunately, Nikolai. Man, what is me in your name?
I don't know.
As you continue to move forwards into the wilderness, time does pass, and unfortunately, maybe, you don't come across anything until you find the city itself. The city is more or less a day and a half away still, but you can see the overarching buildings here and there, statue that leads straight towards it. You can tell that you're very close. Definitely close enough that you can see the buildings at this point in time. Still in the forest, however, you still have a trail to, track. As you do so, it's just so very close. You do hear something in the horizon line, as if it is shouting and screaming. I want everyone to go ahead and roll a perception check.
11.
15.
DNA. Okay.
Hmm.
As you see the horizon line, you guys take note that there are roughly 5 things that are beating their wings in the sky. You go underneath some trees to take cover to see if there's anything that might be potentially dangerous, and obviously you don't want to be in the middle of everything. You do see that these 5 creatures just go past you, but you can tell by the looks of them they are small, young, and I'm talking a little older than newborn dragons, but a little bit younger than young dragons. You can tell that these things, whatever they are, have riders on the back of them, heading towards the town of Dawn itself. The emblems, or at least the markers on the people that are riding them themselves, Dust and Ada, you can tell that it is part of Dawn's, the Dawn Guard, which, ironically enough, is the name of Dawn's own guards. But you can tell that there's a bigger creature coming along behind them. But you can tell that there is no current person saddling them or riding them, as a very giant dragon, red in nature, is following them in tow. But they stop right above you guys. Still far enough away that you might be able to hide, but close enough you can tell that they are not moving forward to the town of Dawn. Is there anything you guys do?
Does it look hostile?
It looks as if it's looking for something, someone, or something that doesn't normally come here.
Can I roll a? I'm interested in understanding if, because I mean Nikolai doesn't really understand dragons, but they have they can talk, right?
Most of the older dragons can talk. The younger ones, at least common and draconic, but this one, by the size of it, is classified as... actually, I don't know if Nikolai would know, but you can tell that some of the older ones, other than the newborns, would be able to talk.
Okay, I'm going to do what Nikolai would do. Hey, how you doing there, boy? How you doing? Hey, what's... we're trying to go into Dawn.
He's just gonna put his hand in his...
The dragon crashes down, lands in front of you guys, roughly, I don't know, 25 feet away. And then, not in a baby voice, looks towards you guys.
I was talking like a dog would talk to somebody.
I know.
I think everybody else just has their hand in their face in their hands, just like, we're gonna die.
Vaughn was just excitedly looking at the dragon, and Nikolai seeing how connecting with people is done. The dragon lands in front of you guys 20 feet away, and simply enough, it then begins to shoot fire into the sky, not hitting you guys, but then looks towards you in a crouched manner, in a very angry voice in common, although broken, does state, "Now what do we have here?"
Oh, it's hi. Well, I'm Nikolai. I am a human. This is people that I have as friends. Are you friendly?
It depends. Why are you in the Dawn Forest?
Other very very handsome man that is Dust, come forward and greet the dragon, because I don't know if I understand what it's trying to tell me, but yeah, we're friendly, I believe. Yeah, we're doing great. Can we pass?
Just gonna move forward, and we're on our way to Dust to meet up with some acquaintances.
Your name is Dust. We're going to Dawn.
Yeah.
You gotta get your words right.
No. I did I say something weird?
You
Yeah,
just
you
said
said
your name
Don,
instead
so
of Don. D names.
Oh.
You say
sorry.
the correct thing, and the dragon looks towards